Hey everybody, welcome to part 4 of the song Hollow. Now if you haven't already, watch parts 1, 2, and 3 where I cover the intro, the verse, and the chorus. The last video, I'm going to cover the breakdown slash solo, and I'm going to cover the outro of the song. Just like with the rest of the song, this is a very simple breakdown slash solo. There's not a lot going on in it. You have, I already showed you in video 1 how the drums sound, and you're going to hear them again in this video, but I'm going to start off with the guitars. So once the second chorus ends, you have this section where everything just kind of fades out, the drums stop. So this area is right where the second chorus ends, and it sounds like this right before the breakdown. So there's a moment where everything just kind of fades out. Not that it tricks the listeners into thinking that the song ended, but it's just, you know, it's something that most of us do. We add sort of like a, hey, this is the end of this segment of the song before we come up with something kind of completely different and unique. So the first thing I did is I sat down. I knew I wanted to do some kind of solo, some kind of breakdown. I do this with all the songs that I work with Jeremy on. I don't think I could ever write a song with his lyrics where it doesn't have a solo. Don't know why. It's just the way it is. So I came up with this guitar riff. This is the guitar by itself, and that's this section right here. And of course, right when that happens, the drums kick in. There's no fill to let you know that the drums are going to kick in, and there's no indication that all this is about to break, about to go down. It just happens. So this is what everything sounds like with the drums, with the fade out. In fact, I'm going to play it again before the chorus so you can hear how it transitions right here. All right, so what happens now is for the rest of this breakdown, the guitar is doing the exact same thing. Rather, I've said this before. I don't write music with a band in mind anymore, so I don't try to make every part as complicated as possible. So if I ever were to play this song live, I feel bad for the person that's playing this guitar riff. But with that being said, the bass comes in. So remember, all this is kind of repetitive. Well, the bass comes in at some point, and if you look here, the bass pretty much does the same thing, but then it rings out at this end point. It's kind of like, it's one of the indications to let you know that something's about to kind of pick back up, and I'll play you a little bit before and a little bit after so you can hear what I'm talking about as far as the bass ringing out a lot more. So here's the bass when it comes in. It's pretty much doing what the guitar is doing, by the way. And then later on down the road here, when the third act of the solo comes in, the bass, in which you'll see in a minute, or you'll hear in a minute, this is what the bass does. So it's still doing the same thing, but now it's just ringing out. So the final thing that happens in this little breakdown here, the final thing are the solo guitars. Actually, I lied to you. It's not the final thing because right before the chorus picks back up, these little drone guitars come in, which I'll cover in a second. You all know my drone guitars by now. But this is the solo by itself. Now, But don't worry, I'll play this whole thing from start to finish as far as the breakdown goes. So I'm not gonna bore you with the whole solo now. But this is where the second half of the solo comes in. And then the final part of the solo kind of does this. Well, you'll hear it. So as that's happening, these drone guitars come in, and it's another indication, just like with the beginning of the song, it's another indication that something's about to happen, which is, you know, the last chorus. And this is what the drones sound like when they come in. This one is panned 58 to the right, or 59. This one's 66 to the left. This one's 46 to the right. Now, the drones aren't very prominent in the mix, again, because I didn't want them to just stand out on their own. I still wanted the solo guitar to do its own thing, but I use them as kind of like a small indicator that something was going to happen, like I've said before. So this is the breakdown from start to finish with everything playing. Remember, this isn't a video on how a mix should sound. It's a video on how a song is deconstructed. I always feel like I have to say that because maybe it's my self-conscious kicking in that this doesn't sound as good as I want it to, but it's the way it goes, right? So the last part of the song, once the last chorus ends, it fades out and you hear the first part of the song again, that first guitar riff I played for you. And this is what it sounds like. And this is where I start singing again. And I start singing a little bit differently. And of course, I'm going to mute my girlfriend's vocals because that wouldn't be kind of me to blast her vocals for you all to hear when she doesn't want that. But this is okay. So this first part is me singing the song kind of monotone. This was like actually my original scratch vocals, but I just decided to kind of keep them in as background. So this is what you have right here. Challenge accepted, challenge completed, challenge the world was defeated, conscious sought, conscious slain, consciously want a soul to gain. But of course, as I was singing this, my girlfriend came up with the idea of singing it like this. Challenge accepted, challenge completed, challenge the world was defeated. Conscious sought, conscious slain, consciously want a soul to gain. Oh, whatever it is that makes one whole. So very dry, very simple. You have my AC running in the background. Fucking hate that AC. So all together, this is what you have. Challenge accepted, challenge completed, challenge the world was defeated. Conscious sought, conscious slain, consciously want a soul to gain. Oh, whatever it is that makes one whole, before my final bell does toll. And that's pretty much it. Another example of taking kind of like a heavy, epic sounding song and writing it in the most simplistic way possible. This isn't like a song I posted on Facebook. Well, not the song, but the screen cap of a song where I had the song Oblivion has a total of 103 tracks, which means I use a lot to make that song sound the way that it does. This one doesn't have a lot at all, but you make do with what you have, with the equipment that you have, the tools that you have. You don't need a lot to make something sound good. And admittedly, this song still, to actually have it the way I want it to be, to put on an actual album, there's a lot that I have to do. But lyrically, it's amazing. The songwriting itself, the way I structured everything, I'm happy with it. And so this is another clear-cut example of how you can take sounds, how you can take different elements and piece them together and make them work for you. So that's it. If you have any questions, let me know. Check out my website, aloststateofmind.com. Check out the song Hollow. And thanks for all your support, and thanks for watching.